Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my RP life. Follow me on Twitter. Join me on Facebook. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, because this platform was created for you, the blind and visually impaired community, so that you can share your stories and what you go through. I am your host, Juan. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my RP Life podcast.
My father was under investigation from the time I was 4 or 5 years old. I had police around me all the time. I didn't like the government. I had the whole bit. And then you know the story. Okay, I got involved in 1970 with Joe Colombo. My dad is in prison. You know the whole bit. I'm in that life from 1970 until about 95 when I consider myself formally removed. Did time in prison, the whole bit, arrested 18 times. I was on the street every day of my life. In those 25 years, I lived in violation of God's law and the laws of man. I was a criminal, but I have a reference point for things that are going on today, and I want to talk to you about them. Not a criminal anymore, reformed, you know that, the transformation, but the things that are happening today, I just don't understand it. How we put these people in office. How do we do this? They're so ignorant. They're so uninformed. They try to shove things down our throats. They try to tell us that they're acting on our best behalf, for our benefit, for our welfare, for the welfare of the country, and it's just the opposite. Are they really that ignorant? All of them. I'm not talking about Democrats and Republicans alone. I'm talking about everybody. It doesn't matter what party they're in. Yes, I am a conservative. That's just my values. Why? Because I'm a Christian, because I grew up Italian, and we have conservative values. That's it. Even though we were criminals, we still had conservative values about women, about respect, about honor, about certain things. We had values. That's just my nature. And of course, become a Christian, it's become a little bit, I should say, a lot more emphasized in my life. But some of the things that are going on, let me tell you my routine every day. I get up early every morning, my whole life. Doesn't matter how much sleep I get. If I get 3 hours, I'm still up. If I get 5 hours, I'm still up. Doesn't matter. I'm up by 5:30, 6 o'clock. When I was younger, I'm out of bed. I'm ready to go. I'm working, 24/7. Whatever I did at that time, was very aggressive on the street. Now it's different. 72 years old. I get to relax a little bit, but I'm still up every morning. What do? Like most people, I grab my phone. First thing, I have a good friend of mine, Christian brother, Troy Duhan, sends me, a Bible verse every morning and something that I can read. It kind of starts my day. He's terrific with that. So I start with that. Then I get, another verse of the day I get from Bible Gateway. Terrific stuff, right? So I'm prepared. Then I read my social media, see how the YouTube thing is doing, see what other people are saying. I get into that a little bit for a couple of minutes. You have to do that because you're on social media. It's an important platform. That's how we spread the word. That's how we do it. Thanks to all of you, I have a fairly big viewership, okay? Then what do? I start to read the newspaper. I go to the New York Post. I'm a New Yorker. I've been reading it my whole life. It's a little bit more conservative, but I think it tells the truth. That's my opinion. You can disagree. It's okay. And I start to read things that I just can't understand. I don't get it. Let me give you a couple of examples. I had to write them down so I don't forget. Today's paper in New York, crazy New York, and I live in crazy California, the bookends, two crazy states. Government is out of their mind. We find out that now they have vending machines that cost $11,000, by the way, that we are paying for. We are, part of our tax money goes to all of this. Vending machines that sells drug paraphernalia and lip balm. Well, they're giving you a lip balm along with it too, in case you chap your lips, while you're taking the drugs. They got, the pipes that you need. They got needles. Pretty soon they're going to be selling syringes. This is what they're doing, and it's free. All you have to do is put your zip code in. So if you're a drug user, a drug abuser, their theory is they want to give you clean needles to inject this garbage into you. And they want to make it easy for you. Clean pipes so you don't die from bacteria, but you still can die from the drugs. How insane is this? Rather than spending money to get these people the help that they need, rather than spending money to try to encourage people to have two-parent homes, okay, where these young kids don't grow up like wild animals and they have the proper, guidance from a male and a female or two people in the house that can teach them properly, right? Rather than, stop this nonsense that's going on in the school.
What do you think about that he's saying right now?
Okay. First of all, shout out to Mr. Franzes. Much respect for you. Can I get a case of wine? But oh, if only he would hear this video. First of all, I feel like if he has such a opinion about the politicians, he should run for an office.
Right.
Because I know further on in that video he will talk about the governor of California. Run for office. Run for governor. Run for Congress. Yeah, that's my personal opinion. The vending machines, I'm kind of there with him on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it gives the people I didn't know it had the pipes in it, but I did know about the needles.
Right.
And I do know that there are several programs here in New York where you can go and you can get needles, no questions asked. And there are also places in the 5 boroughs of New York City that have, well, I don't know what the correct term is for them anymore. I know back in my day, they called them shooting galleries, shooting houses, where people go, they shoot up. But now they have medical staff there to supply Narcan should somebody overdose.
Right.
Is it a good thing? I guess kind of, sort of. I am a firm believer, though, that a lot of this money should go back into the communities to give more drug awareness and more drug abuse. Well, I guess this is a drug abuse policy, but we're not really teaching people how to turn away from the drugs. We're more or less just teaching them how to cope with their addiction that they already have.
Right. Yeah, because remember, he had his sister and his brother, who his sister died from drugs and other things.
Right, and we'll hear about that when we start the video over again. He does talk about that. And also, I have to disagree with him on the point where I don't think that I've seen plenty of people become, what's a good way of putting it? I don't know, disreputable, and they came from a 2-parent home.
Yeah.
Wild in the streets and come from 2 parents home. That I disagree with them. I don't, single parent homes are what they are, and I don't think that really sets you on a spiral for life if you only had a father or a mother.
Yeah, to me, it can go any other way, because whether you're rich, middle class, whatever, poor, even rich people and middle class people there's always some type of dysfunction in the family.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So whether they're financially stable or whatever the case may be, there's always someone in the family who's always
Mm-hmm.
I think they installed 3 of them, of course, in the worst neighborhoods, okay? The worst neighborhoods. This is how they want to solve the problem. It's insanity, people. Yeah, I can talk from experience. I had a sister died of an overdose of drugs. You know the story. My brother, 25 years of drug addict. You think God has said, hey, sis, don't worry about it. You have a clean needle? Well, she did have clean needles, and she died anyway. And my brother had clean needles because he had money, and he was a drug addict for 25 years. I mean, come on. This is insanity. What are these people thinking? They don't have a better solution? You know what? Because they really don't care. Bottom line is they don't care. Because if they did care, they would think it out properly and they put the money to good use and give these people the help that they need. You don't help them by encouraging drug use. It's the same thing, you know, with gambling. I'll give you a quick story. Years ago, I had bookmakers that worked for me, and in New York, they brought in off-track betting, legalized gambling on the racetrack. The cops at the time came to me and said, we're going to put your people out of business. Now they can come here. They don't need the bookmaker. Really? I says, watch what happens. Because at off-track betting, when you go, they didn't take credit. You ought to put your money down right there. But what happens with gamblers? Most of the time they lose. So when they lose the money that they can lay out, what do? They go back to the bookmaker who gives them credit. So what they actually did, they increased gambling because they made it more accessible. Same thing that's happening now. I'm being called back to universities because I predicted this. I said, the more you give access to these young people to gamble, the more they're going to gamble, and they're going to get in trouble again. That's what's happening right now. And just a little footnote: off-track betting, it went bankrupt. The state didn't even know how to run legitimate gambling parlors. Went bankrupt. So the bottom line on this: you don't encourage a bad vice by giving them a better method to inject that stuff in your system, or a better way or an easier way to gamble. It's insanity, but these are the people that we put in office. I'm sorry. I'll tell you something. When I was younger, I didn't pay attention as much. I was doing my thing. I didn't pay attention. But maybe, I don't know, 72 years old, maybe I'm a little older, a little more cranky, a little more paying attention. Maybe now I got more people to worry about because I got, 7 kids. I got 6 grandchildren, 1 on the way. And I'm saying, what are they going to walk into? What is this country going to be like when we have leadership like this? These are not leaders. These are bosses, maybe. These are elected officials that pull the wool over our eyes, but they're not leaders. I'm sorry. Let me continue. Oh, this is a great one. The governor of this great state in California, Newsom, is really upset because he wants to go after DeSantis, who is shipping the migrants from Florida that are coming over the border that our great president is letting in the millions. Yes, millions, that's correct. He wants to ship them to a sanctuary state. California is a sanctuary state. Come get an abortion, don't worry about it. If you get kicked out of another state, come here, we'll give you an abortion. You're homeless, don't worry about it. Come to San Francisco, come to Oakland, come to LA, come anywhere. Put up your camps and stay here, no problem. As a matter of fact, you can come here, you don't even need a house. You can, defecate on the street. That's what's happening in San Francisco and Oakland. I think 3 of the top 10 worst cities now in the country, okay, for violence, crime, and homeless are all in California. 3 out of the 10, okay? This is our governor. So it's a sanctuary state. Anything goes. You don't even have to have a job. If you need food, go into the local market, make sure you steal under $1,000, and you can just walk out. What? And by the way, if you need pharmaceuticals, just go to CVS. If you need anything from Home Depot, just go there. Just make sure it's under $1,000. You don't have anything to worry about.
I didn't know that.
So why are you worried that the migrants are coming here? The doors are open. But now you want to say you want to go after DeSantis for kidnapping? Why? Because you buried this state. We had $100 billion surplus through COVID. $100 billion. And now we're almost $30 billion in the red. That's how this governor manages this state's money and all the Democratic people that are in office. I have to say, it's a Democratic state. Sorry, people, it is what it is. That's what it is. But now Newsom wants to charge DeSantis with kidnapping because he's busing the people over here or flying them over here. And by the way, before he flies them to California, he says, do you want to go to California? They sign a release. They say, yeah, we want to go. So how's that kidnapping? Insanity. I mean, $100 billion surplus. Now we're $30 billion in the hole, a year and a half later. Okay? Worst 3 cities in the country. LA, forget about it. You don't want to go to. San Francisco, moving out in droves. Oakland, crime-ridden. If you go through the streets, you wouldn't even believe what's going on there. But this is our governor. Okay? Sanctuary city. Everybody can come in. Don't worry about it. But now he's upset. Why? But this is the guy that we put in office. We put him in office. So it's everybody's fault that voted for somebody like this. And you know what? They'll probably put him in office again. I don't get it. I don't get it. We weren't this bad on the street, people. I am telling you, we had better control over who we put in as boss. We had better control over our cop regimes than these people do.
Well, some of those things he just spoke about, I didn't even know. How do I feel about this? Like what you said earlier. You said you would like to see him run for what? You said president or
No.
mayor?
I think he should start small.
Yeah, because they supposed to start like at governor point or something like that, right?
Well, I think if he has such a problem with the government officials, that he should make a change. But I think that of everybody. If you have a problem with the way this country is, then you become vocal about it and you use it. And he's doing the right thing. He's using his social media platform to voice out what he's mad about.
Right.
And I get that, and that is his right to do this. And now about that shoplifting stuff, I don't know really if that's if that's in California. I know that's not around here. I know that they have some places have put stricter. They've told their employees, well, don't chase after them if it's blah blah blah. Only because it becomes people have gotten really more. What's the word I'm looking for? More aggressive in their shoplifting.
Right.
Somebody will shoplift something and you never know if they're going to pull out a gun or a knife on you because they want that, $50 perfume.
Yeah, they're a lot more violent now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not saying go to California and you can shoplift and I'll give it to you for free. I really don't know about that. I don't live in California. I know in New York that it depends on where you go and they're going to stop you.
Right. Good stuff, baby. Good stuff. Alright. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to have to do a lot of editing.
Rewind 10 seconds. Play. Button.
Alright, here we go, y'all. We're going to listen to some more of Michael Franzes. And another thing, too. Go and subscribe. Tell them my RP Life sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're two blind couples. My beautiful Debbie is my fiance. So here we go, y'all.
Video.
Right?
Video player. Heading. Speech off.
Whatever the pride situation is, why do they need 30 days? Why is it a whole month?
No,
Let me
he's
tell you
talking
what I'm
about
thinking
pride.
about and why I ask you this question, because let's go through some of the things. Okay? George Washington, first president of the United States, the general that led the battle to give us our independence from Great Britain. He gets 1 day, Washington Day. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. And by the way, Democrats were all the slave owners back then. They were the ones that fought the Republicans. They wanted to keep the slaves. It was the Republicans that didn't want slavery. Remember that. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Okay? Freed the slaves. Remember racism, all this stuff? 1 day. 1 day. Okay, let's continue. Valentine's Day. I mean, come on. Romance, flowers, people get, florists, make so much money. That and Mother's Day. Wonderful. Okay, Valentine's Day, it gets people together. It makes you appreciate your partner, your mate. You give out flowers. It's a passionate day. 1 day. Okay? Mother's Day. Should we not be honoring mothers? Look what they go through. Just bearing a child, childbirth, a rough deal. And then raising those kids. They live with those kids. Mother's Day, 1 day. Father's Day, okay. For all the good dads out there, we deserve some honor. We go through a lot. We're financing these kids. We're living through all of their ups and downs and ins and outs. We pay for their sports teams, for their education, everything else. Father's Day, 1 day. Let's keep going. Memorial Day. Oh my God. Okay, soldiers that died defending this country, left their families without their father, without their son, without their daughter, without their mother even, women that, volunteered. Memorial Day. What more can you ask of people than to give their life for this country, right? They're the true heroes. 1 day. 1 day. Let's keep going. Veterans Day. These are the people that fought for us. These are the people that went into the military. These are the people that risked their lives for our freedoms, to protect our country. Veterans, okay? I don't even want to talk about how most of them are treated. But veterans, should we support them? Of course. One day. One day. All of these, one day. Let's keep going. Okay? Labor Day weekend. Okay? It's a weekend, but it's a Monday. Labor Day. All right? We honor all the people that worked in this country to build this great country, to build America, to put in the roads, okay, to landscape, to do everything that's required to build this great country that we live in. Labor Day, honoring people that worked hard to build America. Labor Day, one day, okay? Keep going, all right? Thanksgiving, big day, everybody loves it, you know? Thanksgiving, you know, Christians are thankful to God just for our lives and the blessings that we have. Thanksgiving, it's historical, the pilgrims, the whole bit, you know, we have turkey, we enjoy ourselves, families get together. What can be better than that? Thanksgiving, one day. Let's keep going. Christmas Day, doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not. Jesus of Nazareth, we got to admit this, people, okay? The entire world calendar was built upon the day that he was born. Remember, AD, BC, it's all around Jesus, historical figure. Okay, for Christians, billions of Christians throughout the time that, from the time of his birth until today, billions of Christians, religion, the whole bit, okay? Nobody has had an impact on this planet the way Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus Christ has. One day, one day. Don't let me forget this, and I mean this, very important, a slip on my part. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Okay, he died, you know, for something that he believed in, for civil rights. I have a lot of respect for Martin Luther King. Look what he did. He gave his life for something he believed in. He was such a powerful force, okay, in helping blacks come into their own. One day, all of these memorable holidays, important holidays, honoring people that made a contribution. Why do we have Pride Month? Explain to me what the contribution is, that they deserve a month, and that that month has to be pushed down our throats. Now let me tell you something, let me make this clear. I don't care if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're trans, if you're non-binary, I don't get. I'm sorry, I don't get. When you look down your pants, you're either one or the other. It's male or female. There is no third, you know, thing that, I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get the binary thing. But if that's who you are, great. Enjoy yourself. Have a ball. Do whatever you want. We'll pray for you. We don't wish you any harm. As a matter of fact, as a Christian, we want everybody to go to heaven because that's what we believe. We don't have hate in our hearts for any of you. Okay? But why do we have to celebrate along with you? Now I understand, okay, that the Pride movement are threatening Target because Target removed some of the clothing that they wanted in there, the satanic clothing that marks children, that goes after children. They gave them a deadline. You got 24 hours or else.
I ain't know
Really?
that one either.
Really? Again, I don't care who you are. You do your own thing. Enjoy yourself. Live together. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to judge you. I may not agree with you. I may not want to participate in your activities because it's something that I don't believe in, but I don't wish you any harm. But why do you force it on me? Why do you force it on everybody else? Could you imagine if Christians went out there and tried to force our faith on people? We can't even pray in schools. We're not allowed to pray. That's like we're infringing on your rights if we say a prayer in school. Yet, okay, we're allowing information to come in to impact our kids, to encourage them into gender transition. And they don't want parents to know about it. Let me tell you something, people. And I'm saying this, and I don't care who's listening.
What?
Okay?
I didn't know that neither.
You can take the boy out of Brooklyn. You can't always take Brooklyn out of the boy. Yes, I'm a Christian.
That's
But
right.
I will tell you this right now. Fortunately, my kids are older. I have grandchildren. I don't think they have to worry about it. They're in a good school district. We don't have that nonsense. But let me tell you this. If somebody tried to encourage, okay, gender transition to one of my children, and they tried to keep it from me and my wife, okay, the people that, you know, that suffered through every emotion at every trial, that raised these kids, that went through with everything through high and low, if somebody tried to give them information or encourage them to have their gender transferred, all right, and tried to keep it from me, they'd be in a lot of trouble.
Heck yeah.
I'm telling you right now. I don't know if I can be able to control myself. And as a Christian, I'm being honest with you. I don't know if I could. If some teacher or some principal or somebody went to my children and say, we're not going to tell your parents, but if you want to change your gender, okay, if you want to be, you know, have surgery or whatever they want to, forget, I would lose it. I'm telling you right now. And I understand some parents have. And finally, we're objecting to this kind of treatment. It's insanity.
All right, how you feel about that part?
Okay. So,
Yeah, let's go.
here we go. Once again, much respect. Okay, so the problem is that there's Pride Month, right? Let people live.
Right, I can agree with that.
We all love each other. We're, you know, you just said we're Christian. As a Christian, you love one another. You have love for everybody. So let people who want to celebrate Pride celebrate.
Right.
No one is coming to your house. Yo, Mike, come on, you gotta go. No one's telling you that.
Yeah.
No one's telling you to come to go to a Pride festival. Okay, I went to one on Sunday. Okay, and I'm just gonna say this: it was such an awesome time. No one was overly pushing their beliefs on me. No one was inappropriate with me at any time. You walked around, people said hello, happy Pride, great day, and went on.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
And I went there with my sister, her boyfriend, a family friend of ours, my 2 nephews, and it was a great time.
Right. And that's because some people have in their mind that whether they're gay, transgender, or the other alphabets, pardon me for saying that, but people always have in their minds, oh, it's a F fest over there. They're gonna be touching and doing all these perverted things, you know.
Yeah. There was nothing inappropriate that you wouldn't see walking down the street of Manhattan.
Right.
Okay, yeah, there were some gay couples and they kissed. Okay, well, guess what? Sometimes when I was sighted and I was in the mall, I didn't want to see a heterosexual couple kiss, especially if they were an ugly couple. No one wants to see all that, but I'm just saying.
Okay. Oh God. But yeah, but that's what some people have in their mind, whether they're straight or not. Well, yeah, even if they're straight or not, I think. But some of these straight folks, they already jumping the gun and assuming, oh, you go to a pride parade, oh, they're gonna be all rubbing themselves up and all doing all this stuff in front of other women and children who are straight.
And let me say, and I can say this right now, there were a lot of families and a lot of children there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, because you told me the day that the same day when you went and came back home.
The kids were in the bouncy house and doing the bubble thing and all this other stuff. They saw their friends from school. It was just a great time.
Yeah. So some of y'all who assuming a lot of things, try not to assume, because people get hurt that way. Just have an open mind. And what's that saying? You can catch more flies with honey, or was it?
Catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar or something like that. More bees with honey than that. I don't know, but one of those animals, one of those flying insects.
Right.
But and I understand his. I get his point of views about the other days. But you know what? If you are lucky to still have your parents alive at a certain age or whatever, even not even, whatever age you are and your parents are alive, if you're not giving some kind of honor to your parents every day, then shame on you.
Right. And the only thing I disagree with, not with what he's saying, but with the part of um the name of male and female, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I I agree with what he's saying, but I disagree with the pride part of trying to change my male to female. I'm not going around telling whether it be transgender or whatever to go and do whatever. I prefer that they live their life, do what they want to do, just as long as they're doing their things respectfully and and being faithful to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whether they're transgender or gay or whatever, be faithful to each other, love each other. Don't go and try to change me because I'm not trying to change you.
Exactly. And I will agree with him that on some of these schools that keep it a secret from the parents that the child is expressing transgenderism or however you want to put it. I do feel that's wrong.
Yeah, let a principal or a teacher say we ain't, and then my child comes back and says, "Well, my teacher said, oh well, my principal said that I can change my genitals."
Yeah,
What?
well, they can't change it, but I know I've
You
seen
know what I
articles
mean?
where a child, I won't say a child, but I don't know don't remember how old the child was. I believe it was a girl that was trying to identify as a male, and the school provided like the, I don't know what the correct term is, the chest binding stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then the parents found out about it and was upset. Now that I can understand.
Yeah.
I think the schools, um, I I think they have a responsibility to set up a safe space to bring the parents and the child into for that conversation.
Exactly.
Our tax monies are paying for counselors and stuff in the school. Let's put it to work. Let's bring these families together as opposed to tearing them apart because of this.
Right, and hiding from the parents the
Mm-hmm.
that subject or that situation, however people want to take it. Because if I ever find out in the PTA meeting, but anyways, so let's go on to the rest of this. I think we're almost done. And don't forget, y'all, subscribe to my RP Life and go check out Michael Franzes on his YouTube channel. And the reason why I'm saying Michael Franzes a lot is because one day I would like to interview him. Yes. All right. So
And I like to get a case of wine. Hashtag Michael. Hashtag wine.
yeah, we're gonna put a whole bunch of hashtags.
And of course, also, if you like us reacting to this video or anything, and you want to see more, and you want to hear more of this, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, that's right. You heard my baby. All right, let me find this. Oh yeah, Michael Franzes, if you ever listen to this, we're both blind.
And he from Brooklyn. Shout out.
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, the Red Hook section. All right, here we go, y'all. Hold on, let me find this. And what happened here? You still there, baby?
I'm still here.
All right, maybe my screen turned up because we were flapping our gums. Hold on. Yep, that's what happened.
Speech on.
There we go.
Track position. Video play. Button.
All right, y'all, so we're going to listen to the rest of this.
Video.
But they're allowed to
Video player.
do this.
Speech
Let me
off.
tell you something. Who's ever performing these surgical procedures, they're getting paid for it. There's money behind this. Remember that. They're not doing it for free. They're not doing it because they love your kids. They're trying to change society to adapt to their way of thinking. And what's the end game here? I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe it's demonic. I believe it's demonic. I really mean that. When you're attacking kids, And you're trying to teach them that they are something different than they were born to be. And let me tell you something. I really do believe that sometimes, okay, a child might be, in conflict with their own identity. I understand that. But they need counseling. They need help from their parents. They need the right treatment. Okay, you don't just say, okay, if you don't want to be a boy anymore, we'll make you a girl, and don't tell your parents. Or if you want to be a girl, if you're a girl and you don't want to be a girl anymore, you want to be a boy, we're going to help you, but don't tell your parents. Who the hell do you think you are to do that?
Word.
Like President Biden, all this, oh, they're everybody's children? No, they're not. You tax me, take money out of my pocket that I would be given to my children. You don't help my children in any which way or form. And as a matter of fact, you're trying to indoctrinate them into your way of thinking for whatever your grand plan is. But how dare you try to take that right? So tell me, why do we have Pride Month? And let me tell you this, the LA Dodgers, what are you thinking? You're bringing a hate group, a Christian Catholic hate group that mocks Christians and mocks Catholics, and you're celebrating them at Dodger Stadium during Pride Month. Why? You think Christians and Catholics are not offended by this, or you don't care? Really? That's all they do. It's disgusting what they do. And I'm so happy that some of the team, the ball players, are revolting against this. Because they're Christians. And even if you weren't Christians, who are you, a Dodger organization, Major League Baseball, to bring in a hate group? And don't try to color it any other way. They are a hate group. They mock Christians, they mock Jesus Christ, they mock the cross, they mock everything. And that's something that we should be celebrating in this country. When you can't even say a prayer in public school, I'm telling you, I'll be honest with you people, I had enough. What am I going to do about it? I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing now. Trying to let people understand this is wrong. It's wrong. Where this is coming from in the past couple of years, I'm telling you, and I think Christians and Catholics and people of faith are going to understand this is demonic. It is absolutely demonic. When you try to, take kids away from their parents, take authority away from their parents, instead of, telling, people that you need to have two parents and grow up in a two-parent home so that you can get the proper guidance, the proper education, okay, the proper care that you need as a child. And look, I can say this, I was in jail with so many young people, all of them from broken homes, and they all wind up in prison. Go watch the movie Coach Carter. Watch that movie, because it's real life, where he's telling a lot of the African-American kids, you're going to wind up in jail. They don't have fathers. They're going to wind up in jail. This is what's going on here. So encourage the right things for the benefit of these children, okay? And don't encourage drug dealers, or drug users, I should say, to have free paraphernalia so that they can take more drugs. Next thing you know, they're going to be having, heroin and cocaine in the machines also? Is that what they're going to do? Is that how they solve this problem?
No,
I can go on and on and on, but I think you get my point. One last thing, this is almost funny. It's almost comical, okay? Because they don't know what to do anymore. Okay, Mayor Adams in New York, he comes up with this brilliant suggestion now. Rather than really go to Biden, march on Biden, go there and tell him we had enough. Stop sending migrants here that we can't handle. Now he says that he wants people to open their doors and let them live in their homes. Do you want to do that? Do you want people that you don't know, that came from nowhere, that you have no idea who they are? They don't do a background check on these people. They don't know anything. You want a stranger living in your house from another country, probably doesn't even speak English, but if he does, you have no idea their background. You want to bring him into your home? That's the solution? Instead of going to Biden, you're a Democrat. Instead of getting all your Democratic, mayors across the country that are complaining that these migrants are coming into their cities and they can't handle it, they can't afford it, they have nowhere to put them. Instead of you saying, put it back on us, open our doors so that we can have strangers living in our household. This is America. We don't do this. We don't do this. And by the way, who's going to pay for that? Oh, they want to give you a stipend every night to handle it? Really? And on the other hand, let me tell you this. You got 85,000 new IRS agents that are being employed. For what reason? You think they're going to go after the wealthy? Biden is selling you that line of bull. That's nonsense. They're coming after the middle class. They're going to eliminate the middle class. You're going to have the rich and you're going to have the poor. That's what they're going to do. And by the way, McCarthy, I got to tell you this. You made a pledge. You said the first thing you're going to do when you get in as Speaker of the House is you're going to knock out that 87,000 IRS agents. You're going to kill it. And you passed the bill in the House, but you caved in with Biden. What did you do? You took $1 billion off of something of an $80 billion fund, and you knocked 2 billion, I think you knocked 2,000 IRS agents. So now there's not 87,000 anymore. Now there's 85,000 IRS agents. They're going to be employed to come after all of us. That's what's happening. And yet they want us to take the migrants into our house so that we can pay more taxes so that we can give it to them and let them live in our house. It's insanity. Why do we put these people in office? Why? Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. Republican, Democrat, Independent, we got to search for the people that have backbone, that have common sense, that really care about this country and about the people that they were elected to serve. We must do that. This is a critical point right now. This country is going down. I'm telling you right now. And look, I'm a very optimistic guy, but the handwriting is on the wall. If we allow this to continue to happen, we're in a lot of trouble. All right, I'm done. Listen, I can go on and on and on because there's so many things. And you know, people, again, it's not politics. These are issues. Having a migrant living in your home is an issue. It's not politics. Having vending machines in your neighborhood where drug users and drug abusers can go and get paraphernalia that they need to put more garbage in their arms. These are issues, okay? When migrants are coming into neighborhoods where they're drug infested, where people are stealing from stores, where the homeless encampments are overtaking the city. This is issues. It's not politics. So please don't say, Michael, stay out of politics. It's not politics. It's affecting your life. Do you not get this? You know, when this Pride Month infringes on your rights because you have to accept it, these are issues. And again, let me make this clear. Gay, lesbian, trans, whatever, God bless you. If this is your calling in life, do it. I'm not judging you. I don't care. I don't wish you any harm. As a matter of fact, I wish you all the happiness you can be, but just don't, you know, you would get upset if I impose my Christian faith on you. Can't do that. There's lawsuits pending because of that. Can't do it. So please don't do it on those that just disagree. We don't want any harm for you, but we just disagree. We're not accepting it. So don't, you know, when we say we're not accepting it, what we mean is you can go to the same locations, you can live in our neighborhoods, you can do whatever you want. It's okay, no problem. You know, more power to you. But just don't do that. And LA Dodgers, a hate group? Really? A hate group? Imagine if you did that to the Muslim faith. Why is it always Christians and Catholics that you're picking on? Really? Why would you allow these people in Dodger Stadium and give them an audience? Give them a platform when they're nothing but hate? I don't get it, people. I really don't. These are issues. This is not politics. This is not political. And I'm not here to, you know, to support a candidate. I'm telling you, we have to make better choices. We have to put people in office that are going to help and protect us and act in our benefit. I'm done. How do I always leave you? Same way. It's not going to change. Be safe, because people, you need to be safe. Okay? Living in New York City, living in Oakland, living in Stockton, California, living in San Francisco, living in LA is dangerous. So be safe, especially you ladies. Be safe. Be healthy. Got to take care of yourself, man. You just have to. Okay? Especially in this day and age. You got a shot to live longer because of, you know, the advances in medicine. Be healthy. And I mean this. And I mean this to everybody. I mean this to, you know, heterosexual, gays, lesbians, trans, whatever you are. God bless every one of you. And I mean that. We don't wish anybody any harm.